Hi, thanks for stopping by. Today we are going to talk about earned value management implementation using Microsoft Project 2010. Here I just created two simple tasks, task A and task B, and set up those duration for those tasks. Also for earned value management implementation, I'll need two resources assigned to those tasks like say it R1 and R2, and also I'll need hourly rates for those resources. So next, let me say 4 hours, $4 per hour and $5 per hour. These numbers will come into the play while implementing earned value management, cost calculations, schedule variance, or cost. Also, to make it a little bit convenient for this session, let me also make some changes to my interface. We'll need this detail split, but detail form is of little use for this particular case. For the lower part, lower split, we'll need the task usage view. Here it is, and earned value tables. As you can see, I have already activated my earned value table here, and we have three of those earned value tables, like earned value cost indicators, and earned value schedule indicators. If you do not see those tables under your right click, please go to more tables. Under more tables, edit those three tables, like say this one, and while editing those tables, we have an option here, show in menu, and make sure that this checkbox is turned on. And as we can see here, all my earned value numbers are 0. This is simply because I didn't set up two things to remember while implementing earned value management in MS Project. Are first, setting baseline. We need to set up a comparison point based on which our next calculation, our earned value calculation, like schedule variance, cost variance, are based on. And another thing particularly for schedule variance calculation, for schedule indicator calculations, we'll need to set up the status date. I'll turn back to this status date a little bit later, guys, but for now let me just go on and set up a baseline. Just please note that before setting the baseline, I have already finished my planning. I have already finished my project planning, saying that okay, task A has 1 day duration, it requires 8 hours of work, and it assigned to resource 1, and also I have already set the hourly rates for those resources. Next, let me just set up the baseline, and also please note that my baseline cost here under the earned value table, here it is, BAC. In many other places you perhaps will see this as a budget at complete, while in MS Project it is called baseline cost. These are used interchangeably in project management world. So what actually baseline setting does in MS Project, it simply sets this BAC, budgeted at complete, or baseline cost number, and later on all the earned value calculations like cost variance, schedule variance, as I said, are based on this baseline cost number. So what MS Project does while setting baseline, it simply fills up this figure. Now it is 0, and when I set the baseline, it will become equal to estimate at complete, like $32. Okay, I have already set my baseline, and now we also see here that I have baseline work, like 8 hours in total for the task A. Let me simply zoom out. Here it is, 8 hours, and baseline work, and later on will be used as basis for earned value calculations. Now let me go back to my status date, as I said, and set up a status date. But before that, let's just go over these tasks and the project to understand what's going on there. Say, for example, I have task A with start date March 12 at 8 a.m. And let me just set my status date so that, say, only 1 hour passed from my start date. So let me say that it's now 8 a.m. Only 1 hour passed from my status date. Or put it in different way, I'm just telling the MS project that okay, only 1 hour from my start date passed, and based on that 1 hour, I should have already completed, I should have already earned 1 hour of work. And let's see what happens. Clicking OK, here it is. I have $4 of planned value, and this 1 hour work comes from the R1's hourly rate. This resource R1 should have worked on this task for 1 hour, incurring or earning $4 of work. For task B, it should be 5. Here it is exactly, because for R2 I have the hourly rate $5. Here it is. Also, that's a good idea to show the status date in my Gantt chart. Let it be just a line, green colored. Here it is, my status date. Okay, turning back to my earned value calculation and schedule variance calculations. Let me just go back to task usage view. Here it is. Okay, so we have 1 hour passed from our starting date and 1 hour earned value, already planned value, I calculated under our earned value table. Let's go ahead and say that, for example, this day already passed. Say the working day already finished, 1700. For task 1, we already have the entire value, $32 of planned value under our earned value table. But because we didn't work any hours, or otherwise we didn't log any hours within this actual work amount, MS Project calculates as negative schedule variance. So we planned $32 value that should have been earned already, but we didn't do any kind of work. So to fix this, we can already log hours here as it was initially planned, and we'll get 0 variance. Here it is, 4 and 4 hours. And by the way, these are 4 hours shown based on the half days. So 4 hours for the first half, and another 4 hours for the second half for the March 12th. And based on this, we have 0 schedule variance. But let's move on, and let me show you another scenario. So what would happen if I, instead of planned 8 hours, I worked only, say, 7 hours, like 4 hours for the first half and only 3 hours for the second half. MS Project will move 1 hour of work to the next day. Also, as we can see here, the duration of task A, as it was initially 1 day, now it is increased, and this increase exactly is 1 hour increase for the next day. And just pay attention that earned value numbers also perhaps little bit different, and this is one of the tricky parts in Microsoft project and earned value calculations. We would expect that this schedule variance be $4 because we are missing only 1 hour of work, which is equivalent to $4 of earned value. But what's going on actually is because we already increased the duration of our work, because before that my baseline duration was 1 day, but now I prolonged my duration. I prolonged the duration for task A, and the new figure, this 1.30 days of duration, came into the play, and based on that new figure I have little bit different number for schedule variance, and for the earned value, instead of having $28, I have $4 for earned value number. Also here we can see our cost variance figure, which is also positive. Just to note, and this cost variance comes from the difference between these two, actual cost or actual cost of work performed and earned value. And here we can see that based on this situation we have positive cost variance.